Hello guys, today we are going to solve this lead code question which is convert an array into 2D array some conditions. First I'm going to explain you the problem statement and then we are going to look at the constraints and try to understand why the constraints are important and then I'm going to explain you with an example. Okay, let's go through the problem statement. In this problem statement what they're saying is we are given an integer array nums. And using this array, we need to create a 2D array that satisfies the following conditions. What are the condition means, the 2D array should contain only the elements of the given array. We are given the array, right? The 2D array that we are creating should only contain the elements which are in the given array. And each row in the 2D array must contain distinct integers. There should be no duplicates in the 2D array and the number of rows in the 2D array must be as minimum as possible. Okay, let's go through an example. If you look at this example, this is an this is the array that they have given to us, and we need to convert this array into 2D array such that each and every row in the array will contain only unique elements. It will not contain any duplicate elements. Look at this example. We are given this array, and in the first row we have 1, 3, 4, and in the second row we have 1 comma 3, and in the third row we have 1. This question is very easy to understand because we are having three rows because we are having three duplicates of ones, right? Let me explain you with an. If you take this array 1 4 1 1 3 1, we need to convert this into 2D array. The array contains something like this. Okay? Like this, right? So what we need to do is we need to insert all these elements into the array and we need to make sure each and every row contains only unique elements. Now, what? Let's see how we are going to solve this problem. Actually, we'll come to the first element and we see that 1 is there. So I'll come and try to insert this 1 here. Since 1 is not present in this array, so I can insert it easily. Then I'll come to 3 and I'll try to insert it in the first array because 3 is not already present in this array. Then I'll come to 4 and I will insert this here. Then I'll come to 1 and I see that the 1 is already present in this first array. So I'll go to second array and I see that there is no 1 here. So I'll insert the 1 here. Then I'll come to 2. I see that there is no 2 in this array. So I'll insert 2. Then I'll come to 3. I see that 3 is already present in this array. So I'll go to second one and I'll insert 3. Then I'll come to 1 and I see that 1 is already present in this array and 1 is also present in this array. So I'm not going to insert in these two arrays and I'm going to insert this into this array. So this is the most basic approach. Now if you look at the constraints, and we can also return the answer like can also return the answer like this 1 comma 3 comma 1 comma 3. You can also return the answer like this. Now if you read this line, return the resulting array. If there are multiple answers, return any one of them. You can return any one of the answers. And if you look at the constraints, the maximum length of the array can be only 200. The constraints are very important because the constraints are very low here that even though if you apply a brute force solution here, it will work. So that's why looking at the constraints is very important. So now how are we going to solve the question? Means initially what we'll do is I hope you understood this example, or else I'm going to run through this example as well, or I'll take my own example. One, okay. Let's suppose this is the array, and we need to create a 2D array which only contains unique elements for every row. Now, how are we going to solve this question? Initially, we will only have an empty 2D array. We will not have any rows. And what we'll do is, first we'll come to this element, and we'll traverse all the. We'll see that initially there will be one row, and we see that in the first array there is no one. So we'll try to insert one here. Then we'll come to two, and in the first row there is no. Sorry, wait. Now let's take a look at this example. Now initially, we will only have an empty 2D array. We will not have any rows. Not have any rows. Then I'll come here. I see a 1, right? Now I'll go to the 2D array and I see there are no rows in this to insert 1. So what I'll do is I'll create a row and I'll insert 1 here. That's it. And I'll come to 2. I see that there is a row here. Uh, and then I'll look into this row if 2 is already present in this row. 2 is not already present, so I'll insert 2 here. Then I'll come here, I see 3. And I'll look into this row and there is no 3 in this row, right? So I'll insert 3. Then I'll come to 2 and I'll come to the first row and see that there is already a 2, right? So I cannot insert this 2 here. If I insert this thing, there will be duplicate which will be against the conditions that were given here. They mentioned that each row should contain only distinct integer. So I cannot insert 2. So what I'll do is what I'll where am I gonna insert this 2? Then right now what I'm going to do is I'll create a new row and I'll insert 2 here, right? It works, right? Insert 2 here. Then I'll come to this element and I see that in my first row there is also a 2 and in my second row there is also a 2. So I cannot insert this 2 in both of these rows. So what I'll do is I'll create another row and I'll insert this 2. Then I'll come to this one and I see that one is already present in this first row. And then I'll come to this and I see that there is no one present. I'll insert 1. Then I'll come to 5. 5 is not present in the first row itself. So I'll insert 5 here. Then I'll come to 2. I see that 2 is here, 2 is already here as well. So I'll create another row and I'll insert 2. Then I'll come to 1 and I see that 1 is here, 1 is also here. So I will insert 1 here since 1 is not present in this. So this is the 2D array that is going to form at the end. This is the 2D array that is going to form at the end. This is the answer. That's it. So if you observe one thing here, the number of rows, you know, is determined by the maximum number of times a element gets repeated. If you look at this, we have four numbers. Uh, you know, I'm sorry. At this point, we have four duplicates, right? So that's why there are four rows. We need to place these two in four different rows. That's why we're having four. Is one of the major point here. So let's see how we can. Now, another important point is right now we are checking, right? If you take the sorry, take this two, you're checking, right? whether 2 is present in this or not, whether 2 is present in this or not. We can do this with the help of arrays, but it will take order of n time. For each and every row, it will take order of n time to check the entire array. Like you'll come here, is this 2 equals to this 2, or come here, is this 2 equals to 2, is this 2 equals to 2, like that. Other than that, we can optimize this thing by using a set, right? If you use a set, what you can do is you can look into the entire set by in a order of one operation. When you encounter 2 here, you see that if this set contains 2 or not. If it contains, it will return true. If it does not contain, it will return false. Like that, we can optimize the solution. Initially, what we'll do is we'll create a array list of sets, and at the end, we'll convert this array list of lists. That's it. That's it. Let's see how we can solve it. Initially, what I'll do is I'll create a list of sets. Now what I'll do is initially I created an empty set, and now what I'll do is I'll go through the now I'll going to traverse the entire array. Now I took this one. One is nothing but element. And what I'll do is I'll traverse through all the rows in the 2D matrix, and I'll see this element is present in a row or not. If it is not present, then I'll insert that into that row. I'm going to travel for each set. Take set dot contains of element. The current set does not contain the element. Then what I'll do is I'll add this element into the set, and I'll break out. But we need to take care of one thing. When inserted equal false. I'm going to explain. I'll go in this thing clearly. Initially, suppose we have 1, 3, and 2. Let's suppose we have something like initially we inserted 1, 2, 3 in the first row, right? Then we'll come to 2, and we see that we only have one row and we cannot insert this 2 in this row, right? So what we'll do is we'll create a new row again, and we'll insert this 2 here, right? That's why this inserted will help us. You know, this for loop will traverse all the rows, and if it inserts in any one of the row, the inserted will become true. The inserted will become true. If after traversing all the rows, if it cannot insert a number, if if we travel this row and it cannot insert this number, then you know we will have the insert still as false, right? Then we see that is then what will create a new set integer hash will insert the element to the hash set, and will what we did was right now we're at this 2 and we see that we only have one row. Then we'll traverse through this row and we see that 2 is already present. So we ran out of rows. So what we are doing is we are creating a new set, and into this set we are inserting the 2, and this set needs to be inserted into this 2D array, right? We have inserted 2 into the set, and we need to insert this set into the list. Dot add of set. This will work, but they have asked us to return a list of list, but we are having a list of sets, right? So we need to convert this list of list sets. I'm sorry, list of sets into list of list. Traverse all the sets in the list, and what I'm going to do is fill dot add of array list of set. That's it. What this will do is, it will traverse through all the sets inside the 2D array, and it will convert them into list. See, yes, it's working fine. Let's submit this. Yes, the code is getting submitted, guys. That's it. Here. Thank you.